Earlier this summer, Justine and I were driving by a baseball field at night. I made us stop, pull over, and get out of the car. All because I had to take a picture. To my eyes, the baseball field was a beautiful composition, just begging to be photographed. But to someone else, it may have just been all it was, a baseball field in the dark of night. Within this, I think, is a powerful lesson about money. This isn't the first time I've gone out of my way because I wanted to photograph something. This fall, I was fortunate enough to be able to spend a weekend at a cottage with my girlfriend's family. Early in the morning, as everyone was still sleeping in the house, I set out to explore the area as the sun began to rise. Down by the lake, I found what I was looking for. A beautiful, mist-covered scene to capture. What was it that drew me down to the lake so early in the morning? What is it that calls any of us to do anything? Well, the simple answer is, I guess, whatever happens to speak to us. We all have different views we see the world through. Different desires we act upon. Dreams we reach for, backgrounds we come from. Successes that we've had, and failures that have wounded us. So when I see a film photograph instead of a baseball field, why would I expect anyone else to see the same? And more importantly, why in the world would anyone expect anyone's financial views to be the exact same? If personal finance is to truly be a destigmatized subject, then I think we all need to accept one thing. It's called personal finance. Personal meaning everyone's financial life and plan is going to look different, and that's okay. What might be right for you might not be right for me, and vice versa. While I've loved being super transparent about exactly what I'm doing with my money right now, I never want you to feel like you have to do exactly what I'm doing. You may completely disagree with the fact that I like cryptocurrency or that I've been fanboying Tesla stock. That's fine. Don't invest in those things if it doesn't speak to you. My channel is not about pressuring you into any kind of investment. I'm simply being true and authentic to myself.
I don't know if I should lick my lips.
And documenting my own journey with the hope that it provides a perspective for you to consider along your own journey and take from it what you like, and then leave the rest. At the end of the day, we all have different reasons as to why we're trying to build our wealth, and we're all going to take different paths to get to that destination. There's no one-size-fits-all approach here. There are definitely best practices, principles, and wisdom that can act as guideposts along the way, but it's always up to you to put one foot in front of the other along the path. And today, I want to continue being very open with you and share my personal motivation for why I want to be rich. The word rich appears to be a dirty word, especially today when inequality is just tearing the fabric of our society apart. So let me define exactly what I mean by rich. I do not want to be rich in terms of personal consumption. I currently consume all I need today to be happy. I do not want to be rich in terms of possessions. I already feel like I have too much. I do not want to be rich in terms of status. I'm an introvert and I mostly prefer to be alone and are unrecognized. So I want to be rich in 3 ways: health, wealth, and purpose. By wealth, I of course mean having money. So doesn't that contradict everything I just said? No. And I will explain how. The current economic system much of the world relies upon today is, of course, capitalism. Many of you may have the view that capitalism is the best economic system we have ever had, and many of you may have the opposite view. Regardless, it is an indisputable fact that capitalism has advanced the overall liberty of society in general. This is because one of the central tenets of capitalism is the ability for any individual to have the right to accumulate capital. That means I can, you can, anybody can. So long as someone provides value to others, aka serves others, they will earn the right to accumulate capital, and then they can allocate it as they see fit. And I very much want to accumulate capital. But what is capital? Capital is a broad definition that encompasses many things. It can mean cash. It can mean financial assets like stocks. It can also mean the means of production like factories or machinery. That's the part of the definition that I would like to focus on. I don't have much desire to accumulate hordes of cash, but I do have a desire to accumulate resources that I can use to make a positive impact in the world. So allow me to define that more specifically. Level 1. I want to be able to take care of my basic physiological and psychological needs. This has been completed. Level 2, I want to be able to reach an initial stage of financial freedom to release me from having to work for someone else. This has also been completed. Level 3, once my career is sufficiently stable, I would like to give back to my family, friends, and community. This is in progress. Level 4, basic financial education for all students in my country and fund sustainability projects. No one in our society should be disadvantaged because of a lack of essential information. I think individuals are much more efficient allocators of capital than governments, and so it will be up to us to truly solve what will likely be the largest challenge of my generation: sustainability. This goal requires much more capital than I currently have today and will likely take some time. Level 5, attempt to determine the meaning of life. Yep. Look, I'm weird, okay? I recognize very much that this sounds odd, and I hope that you can appreciate that I'm being very transparent right now. But I'm serious when I say that my overarching drive, purpose, goal, whatever you want to call it, is to attempt to discover the meaning of life. When I was a young teenager, I had a catalyzing event in my life that led me to wonder, what the heck is all of this? And instead of just going, well, I don't know, better get back to my life. Meanwhile, you and I are standing on a gigantic rock, hurtling through space at 1,000 miles per hour, circling around a giant, constantly exploding ball we call the sun, in an infinitesimally small fraction of the observable universe. A universe which contains billions upon billions of these suns, and almost certainly billions upon billions of Earth-like planets. And a universe wherein exists a phenomenon called evolution, which appears to me to be a mechanism whereby the universe increasingly manipulates and understands itself. So, no. I became quite intrigued with the question, what the actual is going on here? And since then, for well over a decade, I've explored many different philosophies and spent hundreds, if not over 1,000 hours doing various practices like meditation. But I don't even believe that I've begun to scratch the surface here. So I intend to spend much of the later portion of my life and capital devoted towards this goal. In Hinduism, there is a concept whereby life is divided into 4 distinct stages: the student stage, the householder, the forest dweller, and the renunciate. In essence, the first two stages are somewhat similar to traditional Western life. You grow up, go to school, and then you get a job and contribute to society in some way. But the later two stages here are very different from traditional Western society. In the West, for many people, retirement means becoming a snowbird, moving to Florida, playing golf, and then spending increasing amounts of time in front of the TV. Which, by the way, I'm not bashing on any snowbirds if that's what you like to do. Hey, remember what I said. Personal finance. This whole video is about doing what speaks to you. But often what you do see in a lot of retirees is a decline in meaning and purpose in their life, leading to depression. And I don't intend to embark upon a path that leads me there. I intend to embark upon what may very well turn out to be a fool's errand, but I just feel so driven to do so. But in order to get there, I'll have to navigate the systems and structures of our current society, which means accumulating enough capital to relinquish myself from compelled labor and enable others to do the same. So that's why I want to be rich, and I think that's okay.